Hello and welcome to Orc Rogues, where we bring to you everything nerdy, geeky, and just plain fun. My name is Thomas.
And my name is Derek.
And today we are going to be talking about the new Deadpool movie, Deadpool 2.
And last but not least,
Peter.
Any power you want to tell us about?
I don't have one. I just saw the ad.
you're in.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. And if at any point during the movie you nearly did a spit take, hit the like button. Because I did.
Yeah, okay.
I just about did. Fair warning to all of you watching, this video will contain spoilers. Probably major spoilers for the new Deadpool movie, so proceed with caution. So what'd you think?
Although, I mean, it's like Tuesday now, and Deadpool came out, what, Friday? Thursday? Last week?
Thursday. Yeah.
So if you haven't seen Deadpool, you kind of deserve spoilers. So, I mean,
that's fair.
It's a Deadpool movie. We love Deadpool.
But then again, there's also the people trying to avoid the crowds at the theater.
Which,
so
to be fair, is usually me. So
no, me too.
Yeah,
me too. I just have
the
to
fact
do
that we're
these,
doing this now is mildly annoying to me sometimes.
I know, right? So if any movie creators out there want us to review your movies, just send them to us,
yes.
please.
Absolutely.
So that we can avoid the crowds.
It would help us immensely.
We are both kind of claustrophobic and more than anything people-phobic.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
So yeah, we'll take it.
Anyway, on
Makes
that,
our life easier.
I liked the movie. I liked the first one better. I did. I'll go ahead and say it right out. I liked the first one better, but
And yeah, I'm a little torn on that.
but I still loved it. I thought it was a solid sequel.
Definitely a solid sequel.
So you're torn how?
Okay, so the action and just absurdity and the gore in this movie was way better and way more Deadpool than the first one.
No, that's true. I can't deny that.
Some of the fourth wall breaks
Yep.
were, in my opinion, a lot better. Now, you were talking...
I think they were a little more free with the fourth wall breaks, actually. Yeah, it was like the first time they weren't really sure if it was going to work.
Now, you were talking before we started shooting tonight, or today, or whatever. This is live. But you were talking before we started filming that your issue was with pacing.
My biggest issue was with pacing,
And on that note, I think I agree with you.
Yeah,
there was some weird pacing stuff.
It was a pretty long movie. Yeah, I mean, it's
just shy of 2 hours.
Just shy of 2. Well, I mean, like a lot of movies run 90, in the 90 range. So yeah, it's a 2 hour movie, which is substantial.
A heck of a lot shorter than Infinity War.
And that's fair. But
and Last Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, I felt the 2 hours at times, not the whole time.
No, I did too.
But like Infinity War, stupidly long movie. I honestly never felt it. Like it did not feel like its full length. The Deadpool, it felt a little long at times. The prison scene, I thought prison sequence.
There you go. That works.
Felt just a little long. Like it was a little, and I like story, I do, but it's a Deadpool movie, and Deadpool's not really Deadpool when he's not Deadpool. He didn't have the powers during that sequence. He was very depressed and brooding, and I knew he did that sometimes. I get that, and that's fine. But I like it better when it's in smaller bunches, I guess.
And that is completely fair. That sequence was a little too long for me as well. The one thing that I enjoyed pacing-wise was forming the X-Force, and then all of them just dying.
It caught me off guard. It really did.
I was thrilled because, as we discussed a few weeks ago, I'm having a big issue with these movies that are like, we have to form a team.
Yeah.
It's getting really... They did.
Yeah.
But then they killed them off so freaking quickly, and that was great.
And then you kind of get a new X-Force.
True.
By the end of it, but
it wasn't a let's form a team X-Force.
Right.
It was a natural coming together of a team, which I thought was much
they did
better.
they did it really well.
And it was completely different. The only common denominator there was Deadpool and Domino.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was actually really clever the way they put it together.
And I forgot his name. Cab driver.
He wasn't in X-Force.
Well, not specifically, no. But
See?
he was always there. Yeah.
He was always there, but he was not part of X-Force.
No, purposefully so.
Though I do love that he got the kill at the end.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
Oh yeah, after getting passed over for Peter. Yeah.
I will say the part that almost made me spit, and it was audible, when Wade Wilson was giving the excuses as to why he was late.
Oh yeah.
Martha.
Yep.
That got me. That really got me. Also, do want to mention all of the Disney power plays in this movie.
Disney's a champ for those.
They really are, and they nailed them, and in some cases quite cleverly.
Mm-hmm.
There were wow, words are hard.
There
was the Thanos remarks.
Yep.
Then there were a couple of them.
I love that one too. I love
absolutely.
the Thanos.
Absolutely. There was there were a couple of Star Wars remarks,
Mm-hmm.
and speaking of fourth wall breaks and things that we thought would bug us and didn't, the height.
Yep. For
Cable.
there you go. Okay.
I was there.
Yeah. Just random. The height. You probably were there too, but I just wanted to clarify.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I blanked on the name completely. I did. But yes, Cable's height.
Josh Brolin is Cable. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They addressed it, and that made me happy.
Yeah, it kind of wiped it too. You know, it was kind of like, well, it's you can't even fuss at them for it because they acknowledge it themselves.
And that is the most brilliant way to add it.
Yep.
And of course, I'm watching this movie, and I see so many times, especially with the Disney references, how many times you don't see anyone's mouth move.
Yep.
And most of the times, it's Deadpool making the remarks, and you have the mask concealing him, and they can just throw whatever in, just bring Ryan Reynolds back in, record this line, and it's in there.
Yep.
It's done. It's like if I were to put my hand over my mouth and say, "Seriously, Derek, you're getting close to that unibrow again." And I will cut the audio and put something in, and it will seem fairly legit, except for it will probably sound cleaner because I'll be using my headset mic to record that bit.
Marvel and Disney are clever, man.
They are clever. Granted, they still did it well.
They did those well. The X-Men. That's one of my favorite scenes. There is a scene, and again, spoilers, but there is a scene in there when Deadpool again brings up that there's only Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead in that mansion, and as they're panning over, you see Beast shut the door like carefully and back into a room and shut the door where you can see that there's a lot more X-Men back there, and it's just beautiful. So like the X-Men are there apparently like all the time and just doing their best to avoid Deadpool.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. It was a good movie, man. I enjoyed it.
It was really good. It did bug me a little bit that towards the end, Deadpool became such a softie.
Yeah, well,
Like, I know he's capable of it.
I mean, it took him pretty much the whole movie to get there, and the reasoning for it was solid.
It was. I don't necessarily want to see Deadpool develop as a character. I want to see Deadpool be Deadpool.
Well, I think he can do both to an extent.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see Lady Death
at
some point, as well as the voices in his head.
Yeah.
So
it was just a fun movie though. The fight scenes were phenomenal. I thought they were very, very well done. Let's see what else. I'm still not sure on the kid. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I do really, maybe a little too much because me, enjoy that they made a comment about fat superheroes.
Oh yeah, that's fair. There are very few.
Very few, and he was a chunky mutant.
Yep.
I feel like that should be the name of his suit.
I did notice too, though. That, I don't know. Did you notice this? I was mildly disappointed for this. When they show him as a bad guy, he's not.
No, he's not.
And I was.
It was very disappointing.
Yeah, I was I was disappointed for that. I think when he was a bad guy, he should have still been, you know, a plus, in his words, plus sized.
Domino.
That
I was
might
going to
have
say
been
something about Domino. I love the way they played up her luck superpower.
Yeah.
I think that is something that in most cases would be incredibly hard to capture on video, and they did it perfectly.
Yeah, they had a lot of really good moments with the luck, and it didn't feel forced. You know, really, they let it happen like fairly organically, which I thought was neat.
Mid-credit scenes were all just incredible. The original Wade Wilson.
It was, you know, I liked too that you really didn't have a lead into exactly what was going on with that.
Nope, you just saw him.
Yeah.
And that was brilliant. The Green Lantern.
Killed him off. The Green Lantern one was perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Absolutely. But
Deadpool kills Ryan Reynolds.
he does. In that one decision, as he should have.
Yep, I would absolutely agree.
And then
that
the You're
part was
Welcome
great.
Canada moment. Juggernaut, though. Oh, Juggernaut was freaking awesome.
And that, you know, that was because all right, what movie was he in? They had him in one of the previous X-Men things, and I remember being like incredibly disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't remember the actor's name that played him. I actually like that actor, but it didn't feel right. And
I don't even remember which X-Men
Juggernaut
movie.
looked like Juggernaut. You know, I mean, it was. You know, he's one of those characters that you kind of have to CGI.
Well, and Colossus is the same way.
Yeah.
Colossus was in X-Men as well,
Yeah.
and he was kind of pathetic in X-Men.
To be a little fair to their portrayal of him in X-Men, and I don't remember which one that was. I think it was the second, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. He looked a lot like the original Colossus that I remember growing up.
Okay.
Because he was big, but he was not the beast that he became later. Like later on, he was like nearly Hulk-sized and just big.
Speaking of which, that was another great Disney reference. The sun setting.
The sun setting. I might have missed that one.
Oh, you must have.
Yeah.
You know the whole what Black Widow says to the Hulk as she's trying to get him to go back to Bruce Banner. Yeah, Deadpool starts saying the same thing to not Colossus.
Juggernaut?
Yeah, that one.
Wow.
Just left me.
I missed that reference entirely.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Oh man.
It was
It's going to be one of those movies you have to see more than once.
There are so many references in it that you're right. You absolutely have to see it more than once. Anyways, so on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this movie?
Wow. Sequel, liked first one better. Well, I mean, okay, for me, the first one's a 10. Like, easy.
You can't give a movie a 10.
I can give it a 10. Deadpool was a perfect Deadpool.
You can give it a 9.5, but not a 10.
I'll give it a 10. The first Deadpool, I'll give it a 10. This one, I will give it a 9.
Really? A 9?
I'll give it a... Okay, hold on. Let me see if there's anything I didn't like.
You didn't like the pacing?
You know what? The pacing is enough for me to talk. No, you know what? I'll give it an 8.5.
8.5,
I'll give
really?
it an 8.5.
Wow, I'm actually more inclined to give it around a 7.
Really? 7?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the pacing was a big deal. It was a really big deal. There were too many...
God, can I take that back? Because I think you're right. It bugged me in the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as I'm looking at it now, I'm looking at all the things that I really enjoyed and had fun with, because like we've been talking.
Right.
But if I really think about my experience in the theater, no, I think you're probably right, because the pacing really bothered me. I mean, it was the first thing I mentioned to you, actually.
It was just it wasn't good.
Yeah.
They could have done other things to make it a little bit better. But no, the pacing wasn't good. There was too much contrast between the dramatic moments and the comedic moments.
There really was.
And granted, yes, most of it was comedic, but when it got serious, it got almost just far too heavy serious. And I didn't enjoy the change back and forth.
No.
Though, okay, you know what? I will give it a 7.5 because they came back and saved Peter at the end.
That's fair. So, see, I was going to give it a 7 or I was going to give it a 7, like just straight 7 after thinking about it and going over the pacing.
And in all honesty, I think 7's fair.
Yeah.
It was not a great movie. It was a incredibly...
I'll give it a 7.3 for killing off Ryan Reynolds.
I approve.
Yep.
Great movie, though. Wonderful experience. Definitely worth a watch in theaters just to hear everyone else laughing. The audience response was great.
The audience response was great.
So, yeah, I think 7's completely fair and a good rating. Of course, if you disagree with us, please feel free to leave it in the comments and tell us why. If you agree with us, do the same. We'd love to hear from you and continue the conversation down below.
Yep.
That's all we have time for today. Of course, social media links are in the description below. We do also have a Twitch channel, which can be found at twitch.tv/orcrogues, where we play just about...
We play a lot of stuff now.
Yeah. We've been playing a lot more recently. We've got all of our stuff pretty well set up on it.
I've been out for a while, but I am back. So.
I will be back as soon as I get my computer fixed up because... it decided it didn't like me anymore and jumped off a bridge.
Yep, Caleb's been carrying us.
Yeah, Caleb really has been carrying us. So go check us out there. Also, Caleb we'll put a link for him too. I don't remember exactly what his screen name is.
Both hidden are numbers. I don't remember.
That's where I'm getting screwed up. Either way, look in the description for him.
And we'd also like to give a shout out to one of our Twitch partners, supporters. What are we calling them? Friends. Community. Wolfsbane91. Definitely go check her out. She is a wonderful streamer, a lot of fun to watch, and just a great all-around person.
And you can always find more on our website at www.orcrogues.com. And really, do you have to keep doing that?
Do what?
Anyways, where there is going to be the morning after blog every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. More behind the video that we put out on Tuesday. So be sure to look out for that. I have no idea what I'm writing about yet, but that'll be posted on Wednesday.
Deadpool stuff.
Anyways, guys, until next time, we are
Orc Rogues.